Hello, Lakers Nation. Welcome in. Trevor Lane here for LakersNation.com, your home for everything Lakers. We've been predicting it. It happened. Carmelo Anthony joining your Los Angeles Lakers on a veteran minimum contract. That's important. Veteran minimum deal to join up with his good buddy LeBron James in the purple and gold. To help break it down is Ron Gutterman from LakersNation.com. Ron, we've been circling this for literally a decade that Carmelo Anthony has been linked to the Lakers, and finally, it's happening. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, a tweet, Mark Stein, who at the time was, I believe, before even the New York Times, but there was a tweet that circulated last night. It was Mark Stein from 2014 saying Carmelo Anthony is down to the Knicks or the Lakers. Um, and the same tweet happened again last night. So just very funny that 7 years later, it's the exact same teams. But it looks like the Lakers got that, and I gotta say, I'm pretty excited about it. He, at a veteran minimum, he shot over 40% from three last year.
Mm-hmm.
He provided he's not a good defender by any stretch, but he provided an option for the Portland Trailblazers to guard small ball. Well, he was more of a four. So that's a really interesting move for them, and I really have no issues with it.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a veteran minimum, so the risk is zero, right? Essentially. Really no risk here because it's a veteran minimum deal. But you're right. Look, defensively, he's not great. He's okay. Like Kyle Kuzma is a better defender simply because, and I know people harp on Kyle Kuzma's defense, but Kyle Kuzma's younger, a little bit more agile, a little quicker, side to side laterally. But Carmelo Anthony can still score the basketball. 36 years old, but he can score the ball. Oh, actually, just turned 37 a couple months ago, so 37 now. So look, this is not going to help the Lakers get any younger. In the next video, we're going to talk about a guy who will help the Lakers get a little bit younger. Little special foreshadowing there for you guys. But Carmelo Anthony coming in, I still think it's a great move. If you're giving him 15 minutes off the bench, you can't go wrong, right? Like, you're not going to find much better than Carmelo Anthony to come in off the bench and put the ball in the basket. And I'll tell you the other thing that I really like. Free throw shooting. How many times last season do we see the Lakers not hit their free throws? Carmelo Anthony is a high percentage free throw shooter that you can put into a game late when teams are fouling, trying to get back into a contest, and he can knock them down for you. You did mention the three-point shooting as well. That part of his game is rounded out. But Ron, I'll tell you the part I like the most about Carmelo Anthony. It's up here. It's the mental side. The big question we had about Melo a couple years ago when he got waived by the Houston Rockets was, can Melo really make the leap to be a role player? That's not an easy transition to go from superstar to role player. Some players, they can't do it. Vince Carter did it and played all the way until what, 41, 42, something crazy like that. Can Carmelo Anthony do that? And I think he answered that question with a definitive yes with the Portland Trailblazers. And so that gives me, in my mind, no concerns about Carmelo Anthony joining the Lakers. Full green light, great signing. I think he can come in, provide that scoring punch off the bench for the Lakers that they sorely could have used last season.
Yeah, definitely. And last season when there was all this influx of injuries, we were saying, and the Lakers were maintaining their spot atop the
Mm-hmm.
defensive leaderboards, we were making jokes about how, Frank Vogel could coach anyone to a top 10 defense. This year is going to be the ultimate
This
test
will be
of
the
how
test.
good of a defensive coach Frank Vogel is. Because if this team is top 10 in defense, you can chalk him up as one of the greatest defensive coaches of all time. Because we're really sacrificing some of that defense from last year. But honestly, I'm okay with it.
That worries me a little bit, Ron, when you say it that way. Hey, Kent Bazemore is a good defender. Trevor Ariza in spurts can still play defense. But
Yeah.
look, and Dwight Howard can protect the rim. But you are right. I think the defense has taken a hit. I'll also say the Lakers aren't done. They still have a lot of roster spots to fill. And I mentioned it at the top, veteran minimum for Carmelo Anthony. That's important. That taxpayer mid-level exception is still out there. And as the cap space around the NBA is dwindling, I still think the Lakers are going to land another quality player when they do eventually play that card.
Yeah, I completely agree. And we'll talk more in our next video, another foreshadowing. But it appears the Lakers could still have that mid-level exception of about 5.9 million. The
Yep.
options on who to give it to are starting to dwindle a little bit, but just to have that is great.
100%. Yes, it is. And I think they're going to get somebody with it. Who it is, well, we can certainly speculate on that in the future here. But somebody else will come along, and I think that can help bolster their defense. In the meantime, Carmelo Anthony gives them a nice offensive punch, another veteran who can put the ball in the basket, and it's an addition that I like a lot. I think it was finally time to make this happen, so happy to see it. But Lakers Nation, let us know your thoughts. Carmelo Anthony in purple and gold. Fire it off in the comments down below. Don't forget, subscribe right here to the Lakers Nation YouTube channel and ring that notification bell. Till next time, stay safe and see ya.